Now this is an incredible, amazing, simple soup, a real winter warmer and everything that is great about Great Britain. It's cheddar and ale soup. Very, very simple, small amount of ingredients, massive amount of flavour. First thing I'm going to do is get about 75 grams of butter, drop it into a pan, get it melting. The onions are going to go in now, and we're just going to sweat it down until it goes nice and soft. All of those flavours are just beginning to melt and kind of merge into the butter. I'm going to add one relatively large diced potato. This wonderful foundation and structure for this amazing, beautiful soup. Now in here is about 70 grams worth of plain flour. I'm just going to drop this into the pan. You've got to keep stirring it because you've got to make sure that that flour doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan and catch. At this point, I'm going to add chicken stock. Pour this straight into the pan. I'm going to bring it up to the boil and then turn it down to a low simmer. So this has been cooking now for about 10 minutes. It's gone nice and thick. Now I'm going to use here a brown ale. It's quite a dark one. It's quite strong in flavour. I'm just going to gently pour it in. And this is big, big flavour. We're going to want to cook this out for a few more minutes. So all of those flavours, they kind of emulsify and work together. The chicken stock, the beer, you can smell it already. It smells incredible. I'm just going to turn it off. Pour in a little bit of double cream, about 100 mils. And that double cream smooths it all out. So whilst that's cooling, I'm going to make a little bit of a dressing to go on the top of the soup. Now malt extract for me is absolutely delicious. It tastes that malty hops kind of flavour. So this is to enhance the beer tones that are going to be coming from this soup. I'm going to start with about a tablespoon of this. It's very rich, thick, but it's incredibly flavoursome. Then into this, a little bit of cider vinegar, about the same amount as the malt extract. Mix it together. And then into that, just a good drizzle of olive oil. So the soup has sat here, just cooled down just a little bit. I'm going to blend it. Do it a bit at a time. Just going to pass it through the fine sieve. And you can see how lush and unctuous and delicious that looks already. Really smooth, really silky. It's got this lovely, rich, brown, very fragrant, very strong, really earthy kind of smell coming from it. Just going to put it back on the stove. Very gentle heat. Going to season it up. Little bit of pepper. Good pinch of salt, but don't go too much because the next flavour is very powerful and really lovely farmhouse kind of cheddar. I'm going to add the cheese to it now and melt it in. So essentially what you've made here, if you think about it, is a cheesy sauce that you'd make for like a lasagna topping, except we've done it as a soup. I suppose when I was a kid, one of my favourite lunches when I would go out with my mum and my dad, we'd go into a pub and having a ploughman's lunch. That kind of big lump of bread and a massive chunk of cheese. So this essentially, it's like a ploughman's lunch, just heated up and blended. You've even got the beer. Gonna garnish it up with this diced Bramley apple, a few chopped chives sprinkled on the top, and then the last thing, that lovely malty flavour, bring out that beery taste in the soup. Now that is my amazing cheddar and ale soup, perfect for a lunchtime snack or a great supper time dish. You can find the full recipe in my book, Tom's Table.